Greetings fans of Army sports car racing, Sgt Will Ashmore here, and we've decided to come back to Silverstone just a week later after the Silverstone Festival. What an epic weekend. But this weekend, under Staff Sergeant Dan Morton, our media man's request, we're down for the Ferrari's Owners Club, and there are more Ferraris than you can shake a stick at. So today is actually the Ferrari Challenge Championship at Silverstone. I brought the F430 down just to show her off. So yeah, this is actually my first weekend as a full Ferrari fanboy after owning the car for nearly 8 months now. So let's see what it's all about. Hot. So glad that I am wearing jeans and my black polo shirt. So this is the Ferrari XX program. These are some phenomenal cars. This is where you buy one of these absolute monsters and they're run by Ferrari on your behalf. Come and attend these days. Drive around Silverstone as a side piece to the Ferrari Challenge. I couldn't even tell you the specs on these things, but they sound unreal. Well, I have to say, I've got a real soft spot for these 599 XXs. I think they just look phenomenal. Really good. I think these cars look absolutely stunning. Obviously in the right colour as well, the fastest colour of course. So these cars weigh just under 1,500 kilos, have 740 horsepower and 516 newton meters of torque. Look at the side exit exhaust, just too cool, man. Have a quick peek inside. Yeah, I think I can have a go in one of them. Okay, so with Google as my friend, I can tell you these cars have 1,000 horsepower, 900 newton meters of torque and weigh just under 1,400 kilos. This is the Ferrari FXXK Evos. What a machine. Colour's your Ferrari? Any colour you want. I like gold. So I'm not so good at this like supercar fanboying, but there is a Ferrari Enzo and it is quite a thing. Came out at the same era as my F430, interestingly. But yeah, this is, well, I say supercar fanboy, this is a hypercar, at least it was in its day. And very interestingly, this shares the same rear lights as my F430. So pretty cool. Let's take a quick look inside, see what it's all about. Yeah, not too shabby.
So yeah, they've got a pretty good show, the old Ferrari Challenge race weekends. We got F1 cars, the the XX program. You also get the members of Ferrari Owners Club get to do a few laps of the track. They get a 20-minute track session. There's other like passenger rides going on, loads of hospitality stuff going on. Oh, if I was only a millionaire. But yeah, there's a lot more going on than I thought anyway. Stings the eardrums. I'm just going up into the wing now, see what's going on inside. So I thought it'd be quite interesting to go through the differences between the 488 Challenge and my 430 Challenge, because effectively they're both road cars built into race cars, albeit built by Ferrari from the factory. So let's have a few look at some differences. So first off, I'll run through some of the specs on this car. So they're 690 horsepower, twin turbo V8, 7-speed dual clutch transmission. They weigh about 1450 kilos without the driver, but with fluids, so wet weight. Looking at the footwork, you can see you've got the massive carbon ceramic brakes. Mine did come with carbon ceramics, but due to the cost, these are about 10 grand for a set of discs, whereas a set of discs on my car only a couple of grand. No real performance gain with carbon ceramics. What you are gaining is the difference in weight. So on my car, between carbon ceramics and steel brakes, you're talking 20 kilos for all 4 discs. Otherwise, very similar setup, all very road car, so no sort of GT-esque suspension setups here, which makes the car drive very differently from a GT style car. What you do have different to mine are the shocks. So these are double adjustable shocks for bump and rebound, whereas mine have no adjustability. And also in here somewhere, not that I can see it, is the anti-roll bar. So the anti-roll bar, you've got dual adjustable anti-roll bars, whereas mine there's no adjustability on the anti-roll bar at all. So stepping inside the office, I suppose the first immediate thing you can see that's different to my car is the two-handed steering wheel as opposed to the full rim, let alone the myriad of buttons that you've got going on here. The main difference is you've got no stalks, like mine has the indicator stalks with the lights and everything. All of that is built into the steering wheel or on the center console. I do have traction control, and it's literally on or off, and it's so archaic in my car that you generally turn it off, whereas in this car you've got 2-stage traction control, and one is literally for wheel slip, and one is almost like a yaw, so it stops you spinning out, which is pretty useful. You've also got adjustable ABS, you can see over there, but otherwise pretty standard. You've got a rear view mirror camera set up there, so no actual rear view mirror, something that I definitely want to do with mine. Full rigid carbon fibre seat, and they all run different inserts depending on the driver, which is pretty interesting. And then you've got the wheels and tyres. Not much to say about these, they can only run the Pirelli hard tyre, but on the front you've got a 275, and on the rear a 315, so a good chunk more rubber going down on the ground compared to my car. And then the big difference between the 488 Challenge and this later spec 488 Challenge Evo is the aerodynamics package. The front end looks hugely different from the older to this car. And there's some interesting points with this, the way it directs airflow. One being the rear, sorry, not the rear, the wing mirror. So this little wing here is literally to start splitting the airflow as it comes down the side of the car, and then splits between the brake duct intake and the engine intake down here. And you can see, even though the brake duct intake is up top, it all filters down from up there down into the brakes. And these cars have a huge brake cooling setup, and that's really because of the two-stage traction control. So whereas mine will modulate the throttle for traction control, this will actually apply the rear brakes just to bring the rear end back into line underneath you. And the guy I was chatting to saying, you know, these cars eat rear brake pads due to that traction control setup. And in fact, whilst I'm down here, actually, you can just see in there the anti-roll bar, and you've got that dual adjustability between soft and hard. So that's on the hard setting right now. You can alternate front left to right with one on hard and one on soft, but there's not much to gain there, in my humble opinion. And then I suppose the main real huge difference between the 430 Challenge and this 488 Challenge Evo is the engine. So still a V8, but this runs twin turbos. It gives it full power compared to my V8, which is naturally aspirated. And of course the huge rear wing. But all in all, as I said before, largely a road spec car. Not too many huge changes from the road spec car to make them into a race car, but still phenomenally quick. The main event of the day, the Ferrari Challenge at Silverstone GP circuit. Let's see how they go. Well, there you have it, guys. The Ferrari Challenge at Silverstone GP circuit, or Ferrari Races weekend, I should say, with the XX Cliente program. Yeah, not bad. Not a bad day out at all. Nice little day to show off the F430. Any excuse, you know me. And to be honest, a good turnout of people, considering the size of the event. It's obviously nowhere near the size of the festival or an F1 weekend, but still, good turnout of people. Surprising there's, you know, how many people in the UK that have got a bit of an affection for Ferrari. So really cool to see. Really nice weekend, thoroughly recommend it, especially if you get a lovely day like today. So thanks for watching, guys, as always, and either me or Dan will see you on the next one. Thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers, bye bye.